Welcome back to New Day Cleveland.
I'm really excited about this right now.
Which one? Which thing?
What you're about to discuss. Aren't we doing?
Elvis?
Yes.
Oh, I thought so.
Right?
Yes.
So since I saw the movie, I've not been able to stop talking about it because I just think that this young man who plays the character of Elvis is so talented. And is this his breakout role?
I think it is. He's been around a little bit. Comes from Southern California. A lot of folks think he may have come from another country even because he's so versatile. He do so many things. Austin Butler's his name, and yeah, I was giving you a little trouble there in the beginning. I just wanted to see that little smile.
I'm telling you, I saw an interview that he did, and he was saying, whoever was interviewing him was saying, "You sound like Elvis, don't?" He goes, "Really? I feel like this just sounds like my voice." He said, "But I guess when you are immersed in something for over 2 years." You start to, and so then they played video back before he had done it, and his voice does sound different. Yeah. So he sounds still a little bit like Elvis.
You know, Baz Luhrmann, he's the guy who directed this thing. He wanted to go out and find somebody who never imitated Elvis. They didn't want somebody to come out there and be like, you know, an Elvis drag queen or something like that. You know, they wanted something really fresh, something that really showed Elvis how vulnerable he was in the beginning and how he was really, you know, he had a vision and how he was taken advantage of and all that sort of thing. So he was really sort of a naive guy that, you know, like had to learn fast. And, you know, the Colonel gave him a lot of bad advice. I mean, he still became the greatest of all time, but you know, it's a really difficult role. And this kid got involved in this thing. And before we saw the movie, they invited the whole cast out. And when Priscilla Presley and her daughter came out, Lisa Marie,
did they approve?
They just went on and on. You know, so Hanks is up there, Baz is up there, and they come out there. And Priscilla just wouldn't shut up about how they never wanted to do this story, but they can't believe what a great job they did. And then Lisa Marie starts talking about it. You almost wanted to cry before the movie. You know, this movie's sort of a long movie, almost 3 hours long. Doesn't feel like it at all. Yeah, and it jams. I know people have seen it twice already.
Well, it's true, and I feel like for me, I felt like I knew who Elvis was, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
And what I loved most about it is how much he stayed true to what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Despite what anyone else was telling him. And that is so cool.
It all started on Beale Street, you know, in Memphis. So a lot going on there. So I had a chance to talk to him. I went to Graceland and
so neat.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a fun spot. I have a little information, a little package we can show you in Graceland because a lot of tourists go down. Like 2,500, 3,000 people a day go there. So It's pretty cool. Check this out, Austin Butler.
You're looking for trouble? You came to the right place.
They called him the King, and Austin Butler does a royal job lighting up the big screen in Elvis. Also starring Tom Hanks and directed by Baz Luhrmann, this is Big Screen Gold.
Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about my war.
Who the hell is there?
Elvis Presley.
It was very challenging.
I bet.
I'm not gonna lie, but there were so many aspects of it. The first thing was the fact that I'm a shy person, and I don't.
I think that helps.
Yeah, I think so ultimately because he was a shy person.
Yeah.
But I never danced in front of anybody. I wouldn't be dancing at a party or anything, and but it taught me so much because I remember having moments where the hair stood up on my arms, and I really had these moments of epiphany where I said, that's what dancing is. You know, it seems so kind of basic, but the feeling of music moving you. He didn't have moves that he was choreographing, but he was being moved by music. And you feel that when you go into a gospel church and you can't help but clap your hands and stamp your feet. And so I had all these experiences along the journey that really helped me to get to that place.
Without me, there would be no Elvis Presley.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, what a legend.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's my hero. He's just the best. We had such a great time doing this, and he was so generous. And it's so hard when you meet your hero, and suddenly you're gonna. I wanted to not be looking at him the whole time, going, "That's Tom Hanks," you know. And so it was. I let that happen in the beginning, and then he just opened up, and we were able to collaborate, and we had the greatest time.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Elvis Presley.
Later down the road, there's this little thing they give to people. It's about this tall, and it's a bald guy. They call him Oscar. I bet you're going to be in this game by now.
Jeez.
I really do. It's really something.
Oh, man.
Nice work.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You hear that, and he's doing all the singing.
That also
That's pretty incredible.
is amazing.
Yeah.
He's not jaded yet,
No,
at least. I
not
hope
yet,
he stays
right.
that way
Yeah,
because he's so humble.
They say never dance in front of people. You see all those crazy moves?
When he said that, I thought
Yeah.
to myself, oh gosh, but that just shows you how great actors are at times where
Yeah.
they will, it's kind of like what we have to do. When the camera's on, you do whatever they ask you to do.
Right.
And he just got into that character wholeheartedly. And he did a fabulous job, in my opinion.
This was a big job. So we talked about them all coming out on stage, and they're all talking about it. You know, it's all great. But then when we did these interviews, we went to one of the museums. There's a whole bunch of them: his cars, his clothes, all that crazy stuff. And they set up those rooms. They got rooms like a room as big as like where we're sitting right now, all decorated like that. And he's in that room. I go to a room like 10 feet down away, and then Baz has a room, and 10 feet down, Tom Hanks has a room. And so all these guys, and once in a while, they'll all come out, and we're all together, we're all hanging out. And the excitement and energy from this movie was really incredible. I mean, these guys really feel like they accomplished something. So, if you're an Elvis fan, older, or you just want to discover Elvis, I highly recommend a picture. It's an entertaining night.
And I don't think he realizes how, anybody could just tell him that he could be up for potentially an Oscar. But I hope he knows, because this is probably one of his first interviews with you, that when you say it,
Yeah.
it really means something, because you've called so many of those throughout the years.
It's really funny, because I used to go to the Oscars every year, and a guy would come down and he goes like, "You said it."
Right.
You said
So
it.
he'll be saying that to you the next time you interview him.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I hope so.
He's definitely in the running, at least. He's got to get a nomination.
I mean, transformation, man. This guy, he did everything it takes. So we'll see what happens. Movies are funny things.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
But it's a great one. I highly recommend it as well. I feel like
A lot of fun
okay to
talking
say
about that today.
Isn't it? That's amazing.